Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are out there on the World Wide Web watching along. This is Jeremy Geelan for SYS-CON TV. We're here at 9th Cloud Expo, Silicon Valley. I have beside me Phil Wainewright, Cloud Strategy Consultant for Boston. But you're based here now in the US, are you, Phil?
Well, I'm based in the UK. Boston's headquartered in the UK, but active internationally. Actually have offices in Germany and India as well as their activities in the US.
Global, that's a great thing.
Global company. Well, I think everyone has to be these days, don't they?
Global because the cloud is global.
Cloud, that's right, yes.
So, when you got into this whole cloud thing, it should be said Phil Wainewright is one of the top 100 cloud bloggers on God's sweet earth, correct?
Yeah, that's right. And I've been doing cloud for, well, probably about 12 years now, which is from before when it was called cloud.
Yeah. We all know that. It's been IBM says it was 25 years and they invented it, so the bun fight still goes on.
Well, yes. Although, yeah, what they invented probably bears little resemblance to what we do now.
I think so too. We busted them. Now, you travel a lot, you commentate a lot. Tell us just a little bit about Boston then. So what is it you do? Consult just in everywhere that people need wisdom and insight?
Well, yes. I mean, I help vendors with their go-to-market, and particularly Boston have got a very established track record providing high-performance platforms for data centers, and they are now coming out with a platform for cloud data centers, which again is very high density, very high performance, very reliable, and so the key thing is, well, what is the market? What do people actually need? How do we make sure that the product fits the requirement that's out there?
Well, we know the market's huge, but it sounds like you need to be more specific, and we all do. So is there a particular niche that Boston has, targeted?
Well, the particular niche is private cloud, but we need to be a bit more specific about what we mean by private cloud, because I think this whole conversation about private-public cloud has got very confusing. All clouds are private to someone. Even Google and Salesforce and Amazon privately own the back end to their cloud.
That's a nice distinction that I've not heard made before, correct?
But it's an important point. So there will always be people deploying private cloud infrastructures, even if they're then serving the product of those infrastructures to other people in a public sense. And so therefore there will always be a need for very highly functional, very economical to run cloud platforms. Now, what Boston is offering is a platform that currently is very suitable for enterprises and ISVs and service providers that want to offer clouds, usually in a private cloud environment, but ultimately I think a lot of those private clouds, if they're architected right, are going to migrate to become platforms from which a public cloud service gets provided.
Interesting. So you see it as much more flexible than many people, which I think is a rather refreshing take on all of this.
Well, I think that people tend to look at this as a black and white thing, as sort of a fight between good and evil, Benioff versus Ellison or whoever it is. And actually, real life, there's lots more shades of grey, aren't there?
So that's something that Boston has realised, and I think they're probably right. So the future is going to be a busy one. What does that mean a typical engagement might be? You say you advise the different types. Give me just I don't have to name them, but give me a typical engagement where you've helped. Do you help and then get out, presumably?
Well, what we're doing is we're working with partners. So we're working with Hexagrid, for example, who are here today, and they obviously have got a packaged infrastructure management platform for cloud. So basically, we're working with people who put the software on top of the hardware that will give you this extremely repeatable, scalable platform that really does a lot of the job for you. I mean, the thing is, when Amazon got started, 10 years ago they started building their cloud infrastructure. They started commercializing it about 6 or 7 years ago. They had to learn it all from scratch. Nowadays, this is best practice that's been established and can be packaged up into a software package that a lot of service providers and enterprises can now buy off the shelf and shortcut all of that heartache and actually get running very quickly. And if you deploy the Hexagrid on the Boston hardware, you can actually get it up and running with a working cloud in a matter of minutes or hours rather than weeks or months.
How does someone connect with Boston? What's the website? I don't actually know the website.
So the website is boston.co.uk.
There you go. That's why I don't know the website, because I'm thinking if there's a Boston.com website, it sure as heck doesn't lead to anything to do with cloud computing.
But Boston actually took its name because it was founded, how many years? Probably 20 plus years ago. I've forgotten the exact date, but was very much founded as a component source for the PC industry in the UK originally. But the founders, who I know personally, actually we used to work together in a previous company, they picked the Boston symbol, and they got a baseball player in their logo, because they really wanted that kind of US branding along with their business.
Well, they got it.
They certainly have. So yeah. And
so boston.co.uk, and while we're on URLs, imagine I want to read Phil Wainwright's blog. I've heard this, and I'm thinking,
okay.
Oh, that's interesting. Come on, you got a chance. Shameless plug.
Okay, so if you want to read my blog, I'm on zdnet.com/SAS.
There you go. And if I want to follow...
zdnet.com/blog/SAS.
We would have worked that out, I'm sure. And if I wanted to follow you on Twitter, I should go to...
Phil WW. And if you didn't get the URL, just Google SAS and Wainwright, and you'll find me.
SAS and Wainwright, that's simple enough. Thanks so much, Phil Wainwright, for joining us here in Santa Clara, California, and thank you for following along out there on the World Wide Web.